Hey guys, welcome to another level 1 MCAT prep real question. This question popped up quite a few times, so I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of messing around with this question for nearly a couple of hours, just trying to figure out what's the best way to explain it, and this is the way I've come up with it. I do apologize if it sounds a bit confusing or a bit misleading, but it has generally the generic ideas behind what we need to do for this question. So what we've got here is we've got a rectangle garden area where we've got the length and we've got the width, and we also know that the perimeter is equal to 44 meters. Now the owner actually shortens the length and it increases the width by 4 meters. So that means we've got a new shape that's actually a square, which is going to be length minus 4 and then the width plus 4, which is going to actually be a square. Now, knowing this, for this square to happen, that means the length minus 4 should actually equal to w plus 4. All right, that's the first thing, because remember, square sides are actually equal. Now also, going back to that rectangle, we've got perimeter equals to 44, which means starting from this point here, and if I go there, there, and there, and back to the starting point, I'm going to get 44. So that basically means that I've actually got 2w plus 2l, because those are all the sides, is equal to 44 meters. These are some of the facts that I'm actually working with at the moment. So then I could rearrange this, and I can rewrite this as 2w equals 44 minus 2l. Put the minus 2l in a different color. Then we've got 2w, well, leave the 2, get rid of the 2, so we're going to get 44 minus 2l divided by 2, and because they're under the same denominator, I can separate the fractions, and I'm going to get 44 over 2 minus 2l over 2, and then w equals 22 minus l. So what we also know from just the square part is we know that these two sides are equal to each other. So we can actually say L minus 4 is actually equal to W plus 4. And if we rearrange it, we're going to get, not rearrange it, substitute it, because we figured out what W is. W is equal to 22 minus L. So I'm going to substitute it in there. And I'm going to get plus 4. So L is equal to 22. What have we got? 22 and 4. Sorry guys, I just kind of got distracted by something there. But we've got 22 and 4 is going to be 26 minus L, and of course the negative 4, when it comes to the other side, it becomes plus 4. So L, and when we shift minus L to the left hand side, we're going to get plus L equals 26 and 4 is 30. So what we have is 2L equals 30, and then L is equal to 30 divided by 2, which is going to give us 15. Now we've figured out that this is 15, but if you if we actually work it out, so if this L is actually 15, then W equals 22 minus 15, which equals to 7. And in this case, in the square case, you've got 15 minus 4, which is 11. And W was 7, so 7 plus 4 is 11. Now 11 times 11 is 121. 15 times 7, we've got 105. So we can kind of see numerically that this actually makes sense. But I guess this is the part where I was actually struggling with what the question was actually asking. I mean, numerically we can actually see that the square is going to be bigger than that, but we still need to figure out how to do this, right? So one of the other ideas that I kind of messed around with was this. Now if you look at my rectangle, you've got length and then 22 minus length. Then as for the square, you've actually got L minus 4 and W plus 4. Now since I actually figured out that W equals to 22 minus L, I'm going to replace this W with 22 minus L plus 4. Just bear with me on this and I'll show you guys how this actually works out. So I've got area of this rectangle here. So area of the rectangle is equal to base, which is length, times the height, which is 22 minus L. And this is going to end up looking 22L minus L squared. As for the area of the square, I've got base, which is L minus 4, multiplied by the height, which is 22 plus 4 is 26 minus L. So expanding this, I'm going to get L minus 4. Sorry, I just realized it's going to be 26L minus L squared. Then I've got minus 104. Hopefully that works out so far. 104, and then I've got plus 4L. I hope I got that all right. So we're going to end up with is negative L squared plus 30L minus 104. Okay, so now what we want to try and see is for what values of L is when I take the square minus the rectangle, when is it going to be greater than 0? So in this case, I've got minus L squared plus 30L minus 104, which is the square's area function, minus the rectangle, which happens to be 22L minus L squared, which is greater than 0. So we've got minus L squared plus 30L minus 104 minus 22L plus L squared is greater than 0. The L squareds cancel out each other, and then you've got 30 minus 22L, which is 8L. So you get 8L minus 104 is greater than 0, and then we've got 8L is greater than positive 104, and we can just keep going. 8L is greater than, sorry, not 8L, L is greater than 104 divided by 8. Now, in this case, L ends up being bigger than 104 divided by 8 is actually 13. But just to keep in mind, all right, there's only one value of L where this square, where it'll actually become a square, and that's when L is equal to 15, as we discovered earlier in the first set. So we're just kind of proving it that L has to be bigger than 13, but we might just write a statement that L has to be 15, otherwise you're not going to end up getting a square, because 15 minus 4 is 11, and then 7 plus 4 is also 11. L has to be 15 to get a square when the garden is reduced or extended, whatever it was. What was it? Sorry, shortened. When the garden is shortened. I do apologize, guys. That was the best I could do with this question. It really drove me a bit nuts. Maybe it's just too many questions I've been doing in MCAT. But yeah, that's basically it for this video here. Hopefully it made sense. If not, I've sent this question away to a couple of my colleagues to actually help out, and if I hear anything back, I will actually put some of the messages in the comment section below. But that's it from me. As always, don't forget to like this video and share this video, and check out the playlist with all these other extra questions for revision. That's it from me, guys. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Thank you for watching.